program students, congratulations on reaching the end of the first semester of QEP lessons, and now it's time to prove that you learned something about active listening and effective speaking. All semester long, we have been talking about the nonverbal behaviors associated with good active listening and good effective public speaking. Those are, for listening, eye contact, facial expressions, gestures, body language, posture, and the ability to mitigate distractions and ignore that cell phone going off in your pocket. For good effective speaking, the nonverbals are essentially the same. Eye contact, facial expressions, gestures, body language, posture, and even the clothes that you wear. So, guys, we have one last activity for the QEP this semester. It's going to be the final exam. We're going to see if you are able to demonstrate good nonverbal behaviors associated with listening and speaking. Now, how will this final exam go? Well, if you remember, in the very first QEP lesson of the semester, you did two things. First, you listened to your instructor give a lecture laying down the law about attendance and promptness in the class. Then, your instructor asked you to stand up in front of the class and speak for 1 minute on why you decided to enter the program and what you plan to do with this education when you leave this program. So, it's going to look a lot like that. Your final exam will start off with you listening to your instructor talk about attendance and promptness once again, but don't worry, it's going to be new information. SAC-COC, the body that came and evaluated our QEP, they gave us some pretty good suggestions on directions that we should take attendance and promptness, because guess what, guys? Promptness is more than just showing up on time to class. There's a lot more to promptness, and your instructors will be exposing you to what we're going to be doing going forward with attendance and promptness in a 5 to 8 minute lecture. Now, here's where you come in. The public speaking instructor that's been working with your class will be sitting in the classroom, and they will be watching you as you listen to this lecture on attendance and promptness. And that public speaking instructor is going to be watching to see if you are exhibiting those good nonverbals associated with active listening. Are you watching the speaker? Right? Do your facial expressions indicate that you are listening to what's going on, what your instructor is saying? Do your gestures, does your body language, your posture, are you leaning in? All of these things, are you ignoring the noise going on outside the window? Are you ignoring that your phone is beeping in your pocket? Are you really, really paying attention and soaking up what your instructor is saying? You are going to be evaluated based on all of the nonverbals that you exhibit while you're listening to your instructor. Hey, that's the first half of your final exam for the QEP. What is the second half? Well, just like at the beginning of the semester, you stood up and you talked about why you were in the program. Now you will get an opportunity to stand up again and share with your classmates and your instructors one more time. But this time, the prompt is different. This time, we want you to simply stand up and have a conversation with us about one thing that you learned this semester that has nothing to do with your career program. If you're a welder, I want you to stand up and talk about one thing that you learned this semester that has nothing to do with welding. If you are an electrician or a cosmetologist, anything that you learned this semester that had nothing to do with your career program. So during this 1 minute talk, you can tell us what you learned, who helped you learn it, and how you will apply this to your future career to help you. So you'll have 1 minute to stand up and have a conversation with us about what you learned this semester that had nothing to do with your career program, who helped you to learn it, and how you will apply it to your future career. This is your final exam, guys. It's coming up pretty soon. So we are ready to show that we are QEP ninjas. I know that you guys are going to do a great job on this final exam. Why? Because you've done a great job on all of our lessons. Guys, thank you for paying attention this semester, but now it's time to prove that you learned something about active listening and effective speaking. Thank you very much, and I'll be seeing you very soon.